All right, so I'm Mike Stone, and I'm at SmellsBlue on Twitter. That's my personal account. And I'm also at Tabletop Tally. That's for a website that my wife and I created. And I work at onsite.com. And so this is Reading Rails, live from RailsConf 2015. So you can find it at readingrails.mike.baradastone.com. And I'd like to have a path like this, youtube.com/whatever/readingrails. But alas, I need 500 subscribers to do that. So I have a URL like that. So, if you like what you see here and you want to go check it out, watch an episode, and if you really like it, subscribe, and that would help for that. Each episode is about 10 to 15 minutes. I post every Friday, maybe a little bit late this week, and I just dip into a little bit of code. And so far, it's been active support, just because everything else kind of scares me at this point right now. So without further stalling for time, instead of reading the Rails code as it is right now, instead I kind of want to read the latest commits from my hero of the community, which is Tenderlove. And so here we go. So this is one of his latest commits on the Rails repo. And so this commit here, I don't know if you can see it, but it looks like he removes a word here. There's like an exception that he deletes. So that's cool. And then he adds a test. That's really cool. So test for that one word deletion, that's important. So no regressions. Whoops. So if we move back in time to the previous commit, he removes another word, gets rid of exception in this file. A few more words, he removes another exception. But this commit didn't have any tests, so maybe it was already covered from some other tests, but that's pretty cool. So going back a little further in time, he removes a whole slew of words. So we got rid of a catch exception and then re-raising that exception, so it was kind of redundant code, so that's cool. So I just wanted to say, Tenderlove, your code is quite exceptional. But in all fairness, these small changes were clear improvements. They made the code better, and I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that Tenderlove is a part of our community. So if we move back a little further, let's read the commit message. He says, pass config to the route set. This way we can get the relative URL root from the application without setting another global value. And then it looks like he's removing an assignment of a variable, like from the app config to, and removing it from the routing there. So I'm not sure what matter accessor is, but it probably more or less is a simple accessor. So initialize now has kind of a new step in the process for passing in the config, which grabs it and then grabs the config relative to the root URL. And then the initialize can now take a config instance which it then stores. And the relative URL root is grabbed directly from the config. So no need for kind of storing it in the router and using it that way. So that's pretty cool. Then there's tests, and does a bunch of stuff I don't quite understand, so I'll just kind of move on from there. And then some more stuff I don't quite understand. Maybe I need a little more context in this code, but and then there's that new method we saw, so that new new with config. So cool. And then a complicated test that probably needs more context for me to understand. So I don't know. I'll punt on that. So reading Rails source is hard. It can be pretty hard. I've stayed in the easy stuff so far, but let's read it together. And if you want to check it out, readingrails.mike.baradastone.com. And thanks again to Tenderlove and for all that he does. And yeah, thank you.